Hey y'all, it's Nay, and I'm back with another message. So, y'all, we are living in a world where people are taking quantity over quality. Okay? They love to have 1,000 friends or 20 friends instead of having that one true friend. You know, they will rather just have a lot of it's a lot of people pleasers. That's what it is. A lot of people are really people pleasers, and some people have yet to discover or identify that they're actually a people pleaser, so they're just going with it. They're defensive because they don't actually understand. They haven't been humbled yet. But it's sickening to me that people will rather have a million friends than have one true friend you know Depending on your life story, your life path, how you growing up and stuff like that, God is going to bless us with like one good friend. Okay? And you can have counterfeits that are friends. You can have karmics that are friends that are sent to get you distracted from your one true friend. You will have people coming in that wants to befriend you because they see your light, but they're very, very karmic. They don't have no self-worth, no self-respect, and they're clinging on to you because they see something in you. They see the God in you, so they're clinging on to your ass. And they see the God in you, but you don't really know the God in you. So you're letting this shit in. You're letting these people come into your life and soak up all your energy. They're dumping everything on you about their life, their shitty lives. Your relationship shouldn't consist of trauma dumping every time. Your relationship shouldn't consist of you keep telling someone, I told you not to do that. Your relationship shouldn't consist of you always being the teacher. Like, the true relationships is going to be a balance there. They're going to be the teacher for you when you need it. It's not always you're smarter than them, you're more wiser than them. They make dumbass decisions. You don't even respect them as friends. If you don't really look at your friends in a way where you will want to live their life, then I don't think you're around the right friends. If you would not want to switch lives with your friend right now, because of their poor, shitty decisions and way of life that they do, that ain't the God sent friend. It ain't. Because your real friend, they're going to have something about them. Maybe they're mature. Maybe they make better decisions than you at times. You could be an airhead, but this person's more level-headed. You feel me? And you're like, oh, I could switch with this person for a day. They make smarter decisions. They know how to spend their money. They know how to save their money. If you don't think that you could switch lives with your friend, I don't think you're around the right friend. I don't think you're around the right friend. And I remember I was talking to someone about this, and I was telling them, I'm like, what are you? Because people would know that friends is no good for them, right? They trauma dump. They always got a story to tell you about how they was misused or abused, and you already been warning them, telling them to leave this person alone, but they keep playing with fire, right? So every time y'all linking, it's never nothing about good shit. They always got to tell you about their sob stories, about what they're going through in their life, because they want to keep playing with fire. They don't want to listen to you. A real friend is going to take your advice. A real friend is going to respect your decisions. So if I'm telling you something and you're my real friend, you're going to respect what I'm saying. You're going to listen to me. You're going to examine, and you're going to think it thoroughly and act upon it. Someone that don't give a fuck, that's not your true friend. They still playing with fire. They're going to do what they want to do because they're there to cause disaster in your life. They're there to distract you from getting to your true friends. They're there to distract you from getting to your true soul tribe. So while you over here playing around with these quantity of friends, because they ain't quality, you wasting time. You're becoming to the point where you're not even quality. So now the energy that you're in, the way that you're moving, the things that you're doing, the decisions that you're making, because you're around low vibrational people, your high quality friend that is sent from God probably doesn't even like you, or wouldn't even be able to notice you or recognize you, because you done took on so much of their karmic bullshit in ways that they wouldn't even know how to identify that this is their true friend. Their morals is out the window. They don't have no self-respect anymore. no integrity, no ounce of honesty, you know? So now your real friend, now y'all not seeing eye to eye because you're a whole new person. You're operating in a low vibrational state. And I told someone before, this is what I was finna say. I had asked someone, I was like, is it an ego thing? Like, are you around this person or these people that you know is not real friends? That you know when y'all get into an argument, they're going to curse you out, call you all types of names. They're going to belittle you. Talk about your job, talk about you ain't got this, you ain't never had this. I said, is it an ego thing? Are you hanging around them? Because when y'all is good, it feels good. Does it feel good because you're around this specific person? Do you like them? Are you attracted to them? Does it make you feel cool? Like, are they considered popular? So you're like, okay, I need to hang with this person. You get what I'm saying? And of course, when I was saying this to this person, it didn't really end well. They was kind of mad, but it made them start to think. They did take it into consideration. They did. They started to think about the situation. And that's all I'm here to do. I'm here to give people a new perspective so they could start seeing themselves from all different ways. We can't always see ourselves fully, right? We can only see this way, but you might need somebody that see you from the side. You're going to need somebody to see it from this side, from the back. We need people that can see us from all sides so that they could tell us when, okay, you're going down the wrong path a little bit. Okay, you're seeking validation from people that ain't shit, that never was shit. You know, they only feel like they shit because you made them shit. You know, nobody would know them, talk to them, deal with them if it wasn't for you. And that's because they're getting all your energy, soaking you and making you a person that ain't shit. A person that people don't even respect or honor anymore. People knew you to be this stand-up person, to always be truthful and honest and open. And now you're closed off. You don't know how to show your emotions because maybe the people you're around isn't very emotional. They're not open. So now you don't, sometimes people don't even realize that they are turning into the people that they're with. This is why it's important to have real quality around you, because you're going to turn to these people. If you're around high vibrational friends, you're going to become that high vibrational friend. If you're around people that all rob, eventually you're going to have to be the third robber. If you're around people that are all business owners, eventually you're going to be pushed to be a business owner. You're going to be inspired. So the people, the company that you keep is very, very important. Are these quality friends or are these quantity? Do people respect y'all as a friend group? Do people respect you? Like, guess a hoe gonna be a hoe. But if you always hanging with a hoe, you can't expect people to just not think that you another hoe, or think that you don't respect what they do. It's kind of hard to persuade people that you don't, you know, because if you got friends around you that's doing shit that you actually don't support, you don't like, it's up to you to try to counsel and get them on the right path. But if you're just accepting what they're doing and you're still hanging around this person, then you can't feel no type of way when people judge you accordingly, because they will. Who you hang with matters. It's a reflection of you. Your friends are a reflection of you. So if you're the only smart one and you're always the teacher, that's an ego thing. You want to always feel like you the smart one. They need to come to you for everything. No, that's not a perfect relationship. A perfect relationship, you should be able to go to them sometimes and know that they're going to give you the true, honest, godly answer. They should be able to come to you. You're going to give them the same. But if you know that your friend, you can't go to your friends, they're not going to give you the right answers to shit. And you always just got to keep it within yourself, because everybody that's around you, you can't really talk to about certain situations. That ain't the right friends. That ain't the right friend. It's not. So be careful when these karmics is sent on a mission from the enemy to distract you from your true soul tribe, to keep you in those low vibrational, energies. Because if you stay there, you would never ascend to your highest self. You would never get to your highest self. You would stay either stuck on the first half of your story, or you're going to be stuck at the middle ground, because God is trying to wake you up to everything that you've been doing, waking you up to your relationships, waking you up to everything that you've been spending time on. This is what happens when a spiritual awakening is taking place. When you're going through that dark night of the soul, it's the time for you to reflect on your whole life. The choices that you made, the things that you did, how you ended up in this position right here at this moment. That's what happens during a dark night of the soul. But like I said in my last video, people don't make it past the ending of it because they don't know how to sit with themselves and own up to what they did, how they contributed to the relationship or the friendship. What did they did? How did they play a part? And if you got low vibrational people around you, these friends, they're not going to push you to become your higher self because they don't even want to go to their higher self. Because if they go to their higher self, they have to acknowledge that they were a shitty wife, or they were a shitty husband, or they were just shitty friends, or they did this and they did this. Motherfuckers don't like sitting with themselves and doing that reflection, because that's really when you coming into terms with yourself. That's really having God for real. A lot of people don't have God because they don't know how to see themselves for what they is. You can't look into the mirror and accept yourself for what it is or what you are. You don't have God. Some people act like they accept their life, but they really wishing that they had a whole nother life. You don't have God. You're missing something. There's a void. There's a void, because with God, all things are possible. So if you're not reaching that possible, it's because you're doing something. You're doing something wrong. It's a void. Don't sell yourself short now. And this was very big with me, with like friends and stuff, because I'm very empathetic. So I learned people would cling on to me that was like going through shit like trauma bonds, right? They would trauma bond with me because of my life and how I was brought up. And I would make friends off of the things that we went through, trauma bonding. And it was up to me to realize that this was a trauma bond. This is not an actual friendship. This is not something that I could actually grow from. This is something that's going to keep me in that trauma bond. You know, so we got to know when it's time to leave. I was just telling my best friend this. I said, I realized that when I was dealing with a lot of people, I was there to help them, to counsel them, to get them on the right path. But sometimes I overstayed, you know. But this is me being honest with myself. You see how I know how I could do the work. I could be honest with myself and know that I have relationships with friends that was lasting way too long than what God needed it to last, because I wasn't vibrating my high self. Because of everything that was going on with the trauma bonding and the shit that they was going through and the energy they was in, I wasn't really elevating. I was staying in that. So it took me taking accountability for how I played a part in this and my own suffering. You know, you wanting good friends that support them and love them, but these are not the friends. They can't give you that. They don't have that inside of them to give. So you got to get away from them so that God can give you the right friends that do. And sometimes God already have that right friend for you. You just neglected that friend for these other friends. They could have been more popular at the time. I know I can't be the only one. I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not. If it's only one person that agrees with me or two people, shout out to y'all, because y'all are being real. Okay? Y'all know God for real, because you know how to really be real and own up to shit. You know how to look yourself in the mirror and understand what it is and what you played a part with. You get what I'm saying? Because yes, I was probably meant to meet these people and run across paths with them, but they was never meant to stay as long as they stayed. I was meant to bring that light and give them hope and tell them they could do it with God and da-da-da. But I was supposed to leave. This is why knowing when to leave is so important. Because if you stay too long, motherfuckers will tear you down. So now I'm learning to not stay somewhere very, very long where people could feel attached to me. So that when I do decide to leave, or God is directing me to a new path, people don't feel no type of way, like no betrayal, like I just left them. And this is how a lot of old friends and stuff like that might feel, because they might feel like, oh, I just left them. But it's not even that I really just left them. I wasn't supposed to be there as long. We was never supposed to be best friends. You know, you were supposed to listen to me, take the wisdom, but you didn't listen. Then I gave you some more, you didn't listen. I gave you some more, you didn't listen. I was supposed to leave. You get me? So now people feel that attachment and they feel backstabbed because I'm not giving them all of that energy that I did before. But that's because I was never supposed to do that for that long, because it was soaking me. You was taken away from me. Friendships, we're supposed to fill each other up. If I'm always filling you up, who's filling me up? It has to be a perfect balance. God is all about balance. God is all about karma. God is all about evening the scales. So if there's a friendship where you're not getting poured into the same way that you're pouring into them, that's not the right friendship. And if it's friendships where y'all not aspiring to be the best that y'all could be, to be the richest, the wealthiest, to take care of your family, your friends, everything like that, if you guys are all settled in whatever y'all are doing, that's not the right friendships. Because even if you are the richest person, like Jeff Bezos, he ain't sleeping, he's not comfortable. I know he's probably working on other money moves right now. When God gives you that real hunger and that real drive and that ambition, you're not going to just settle. So you're damn sure not going to settle for a hometown that you grew up in making minimum wage. You're not going to settle. You know, you're going to be pushing for the stars. You're going to be like, I have to achieve something because it's bigger than me. I want to make sure my nieces and nephews is proud of me. I could be there for them and take care of them, because I know how it feels to not have an aunt or an uncle that could look out for me. So I want to be that aunt or uncle for my nieces and nephews, or just your children. I want to be, thank you, Holy Spirit, I want to be there for my children where, thank you, God, where they don't have to go to Salvation Army how I had to. Or we don't have to go thrifting. We go thrifting because we want to. It's not because we need to. We can't afford shit. It's actually rude to have kids and make them go through all the bullshit you went through. All right, y'all, I'm going to just end this because I just think it's very rude. It's very fucked up to have kids and put them through the same shit that you went through when you know you didn't like it. It's very rude. It's distasteful. You grew up poor as fuck and you decide to have the kids and not change the situation up to let them be poor too, because you just like, fuck it, I went through it, I survived it, look at me. Yeah, look at you. You shitty as fuck. You're not healed. You still scarred. You still settled. That's not good. Now your kids got to come in and break the cycle. Now your kids is on a big path now because the parents couldn't do it. You didn't want to change shit up. You know how it feels to feel bullied or left out because you don't have a new pair of sneakers on. That don't mean that you want to be the richest or you want to be boasting. Nigga, you just want a fresh pair of sneakers because it's school time. Motherfuckers in school with a fresh pair of sneakers and you still got your old shoes from 2-3 years ago. That's not right. That's not right. And I know I can't be the only one. I went through that. So this is why I go hard, so that my kids don't have to experience none of that shit. I grew up with where my mom and them we was going to Salvation Army and shit like that. I grew up with that. Now as an adult, I go thrifting maybe because it's a trauma thing and I grew up in thrift stores, but I go thrifting because I want to. Might be a trauma thing where I'm always trying to find the most things, budgeting. Even when I'm shopping, I look for the cheapest thing. I know how to budget shit. It might be because I grew up and I didn't have much. I had to always budget. You feel me? So we don't even realize that this is the things that we went through as kids sometimes is a reflection of how we act now as adults. So I might be very prestigious when it comes to budgeting and getting the cheapest, the best deal, because growing up we couldn't get the most expensive. So now that's like a trauma thing. You get what I'm saying? So it's up to me to make sure that my kids don't have to experience these same things, where my kids could just be a kid. You know? So in order to do that, you got to make sure you got the right people around you. The right friends can either make you or they could break your ass. Figure it out before it's too late. Figure it the fuck out. Figure it out.